I'm John Janclays, President and CEO of Partners Credit Union. We serve the Walt Disney Company. That's ESPN, Pixar, Lucas Entertainment, certainly the parks and resorts, the cruise lines. So what is the Walt Disney Company is about 300 strategic partners and companies. And we're happy to serve their cast members and their family members. Been doing so for about 60 years. And along the journey, we found that we need to keep changing to be relevant to them.
We have folks that come from all over the world that come here to work at Disney at all different levels of ages. And they're used to different experiences with financial institutions, whether it's where they came from or where they live today or what stage in life they are. So it's a challenge to try to make sure we're meeting the needs of that diverse group of members.
That's really been the focus of our mission the last 2 or 3 years. And we've met with some success. We've been able to put out new offerings to them, and the feedback is they love it. The challenge is to keep up with that demand, and at the same time coordinate those services of the new digital credit union with the brick and mortar credit union. And this is where we found we've had some challenges in trying to coordinate that and make that happen fast enough, the growth of the digital credit union.
Our strategic plan has 4 major programs associated with it. First and foremost is the member experience. Then we've also got cast enablement and engagement, safety and soundness, and then technology, making sure that we've got the right technology enablers. The member experience is first and foremost for a reason, because that's the first thing we put at the heart of everything we do is putting the member's experience first. And a big piece of that is really enhancing the digital presence that we have.
I look for an app that lets me personalize and customize my experience.
Convenience. That's what I look for in any app, particularly a banking app. When I think of a banking app, I think of something simple, quick, and easy.
I'm a busy mom, and I work full-time. So, honestly, I don't have time to stop at a bank. Just the fact that I can view my accounts, check my balances, transfer money from my app is definitely a plus and a convenience.
We've spent a lot of time and energy over the last couple of years making sure that we are able to offer products and services across channels, right? Creating an omni-channel, if you will, or integrated channel approach for our members. And so where my role comes into play now as the Chief Operating Officer is really to align that digital strategy across those channels so that we're delivering products in a very efficient way, in a very effective way, but meeting those members' needs.
Based on our members' feedback and our staff's feedback, we're taking a step back and we're thinking about how can we make that work happen smartly? How can we make it happen more effortlessly? How do we need to change our culture, our people, our process, and our technology to accommodate that?
We really think about this as not an initiative in one specific area or a specific project, but it's really about how we're transforming the member experience, but then how we have to transform our employees' experience to match that. And it really touches every part of the organization. So for us, it's a large change management effort and change leadership. And we know that change is constant, but change has to be purposeful. So it's ensuring that our cast members understand the purpose and the why behind the change.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start a journey with trusted partners. We look to somebody who's a digital master, and that's Kony, to join us on the journey. We look to somebody who's an industry leader who's helping other financial institutions deal with this thorny problem, right? About how to change, transform the credit union or your FI. And so Boston Consulting Group is joining us in this effort.
Partners is taking on a true, what I would call, digital transformation, looking pretty holistically at everything from a mobile perspective, digital, how that is expressed to users, but really how that then translates to their own operational challenges and evolution internally. And what's cool and what's unique about the way they're doing it is they're focusing on transparency on how to get there. So not only making sure that their employees and their users and customers and clients are engaged along the process, but also sharing that with the broader banking community as well.
When I think about the trends in financial institutions, I think we're really facing a perfect storm these days. We're seeing that the expectations of customers are rapidly increasing, and they're not anymore only driven by other financial institutions, but they're also driven by the interactions that they have with technology companies and the type of experiences that they're getting there. We see the regulators putting increasing pressure on there, having increasing expectations. We see new competitors coming into the marketplace in the form of the fintech companies that are really not competing like a regular bank, but that are looking at the most attractive profit pools and going after very specific portions of the market. And then we see the traditional competitors, the traditional competition in the financial institution space increasing as all the as all the players are rapidly trying to adopt new technologies, new ways of interacting.
We've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years getting to a unified channel experience or an integrated channel experience. What that means is that our members can bank with us with some real core experiences like opening an account, opening a membership, joining the credit union, or applying for a loan across any channel, whether it's on the phone or in a branch or online or on their mobile device. So now that we've done that, the idea is to grow on top of that and begin to optimize those channel experiences. Our primary brick and mortar presence has been in Anaheim and Orlando and Burbank. And the idea of being in a digital space and being a digital credit union means that for those members who live in these three market areas, but really for any member across the United States, you can have a full banking experience with us. That's part of our vision, is making all financial dreams come true. Well, the way you get to all is by really opening up your doors with a full service, an array of products, and that's how and why the digital presence is so important to us. We need a partner that can come in and help us with tools, with capabilities around technology and process, but also with people. And so we're really going to call on people, process, and technology with Kony in this engagement to help us enhance our digital presence and keep this journey going. Kony's going to help us bring a tool set and a suite of tools in-house that's going to let us optimize what we've got, but also get that speed to market in a much more effective way, but really a more efficient way.
So the approach that Kony is taking with partners is exciting, because what we're doing is taking a role for them where we understand that mobile has been a big emphasis, but as they've continued to grow their digital goals, Kony's actually growing our offerings as well, expanding not only just by having mobile, but now being able to have a broader banking suite. And so now where that becomes core to the partner's experience, being able to be the resource for partners to come and say, we can help you solve broader problems, we can help with transformation.
We're a much smaller shop in terms of our development. We don't have hundreds of people here like when I was at a big financial institution before. We don't have a QA department or a UX department, so we really need to leverage, other areas like a Kony, right? That's why that Kony partnership is so critical to us on this journey, because where we don't have that because of our size, we can go to Kony and say, hey, can you help us solution this need for us? We want to be fast, we want to be able to pivot, but why we do that, we have to have that long-term vision. Kony's really done a lot of changes with digital banking, introduced this whole new object-oriented tier, which I'm a huge object-oriented fan. And so we're really looking at re-architecting a lot of what we did, more fully leveraging Kony's capabilities. And that's going to be part of also, in addition to the Agile things and leveraging the Agile tools, just being able to use that Kony offering, 120 plus functions, right? We don't get 120 plus functions unless you do it in this way.
Today was a great day as we started the digital journey between partners, Kony and BCG. We really looked at what is the ambition and the roadmap, the aspiration that partners has set for themselves. And we talked about how Agile as a way of working will be helping to realize that vision. And it was great to have the executive leaders, the A-team from all parties together at the table for a whole day to talk about our shared vision, our shared goals, talk together about how Agile works, how that fits in. We went through a simulation and actually got a hands-on experience for what it is like to work in an Agile fashion, what works and doesn't work, and why it is a more effective way of working in the environment that we're in. And then we talked about what we as leaders need to do, what we need to change so that we can enable our teams and support our teams to work more consistently in this new way going forward. Agile is really at its heart a different way of working. It's defined as a set of values, a set of behaviors, a set of principles, and it really aims at becoming more responsive, driving towards the best outcomes, and dealing with ever-increasing levels of uncertainty. So when we look at people working in Agile fashion, we see small cross-functional teams, we see clearly defined points of ownership, we see iterative way of working, we see high responsiveness, high ability to incorporate change, and we see a lot of empowerment of individuals, a lot of autonomy given towards teams, which enables then faster turnaround, more creativity and more innovation, which is exactly what is needed in a world that is changing faster, that is more complex, and that frankly has more uncertainty.
So as we go through this journey and take a look at the Agile methodology and the tool set that comes along with it, one of the things I'll be focused on is better trying to understand are these thoughts and practices that we could use other places in our portfolio, right? So is there ways that we can apply it to move other streams of work forward more quickly as well?
You know, right now the credit union does big releases, almost kind of in a waterfall effect of our digital services about every 6 months. But we know when we say that, we need to do that actually faster than that. Not 2x, 3x, 4x. But by starting with 2x, we're going to begin to understand how we need to change our people, our process, and our technologies to do that. And so that's kind of the business problem that's in front of us and how we're going to begin to tackle it. One of the things we talk about here at Partners is it's progress, not perfection. And I think this is a perfect complement to the Agile thought, right? That we want to make incremental improvement at a rapid pace, right? So of course it's progress. And you won't do that perfectly if we're going to try to deploy more quickly services of the credit union. That's a mindset shift for us in credit unions. We do everything waterfall, right? We do everything perfect. We do everything with perfection before we put it out there. Part of that's being in a regulatory environment. Part of it's just our DNA. We want to present to our members a perfect product. But we need to understand that there's been a shift. Our members understand that in order to get more rapid services in the other parts of their life, that yes, it's just in time and that there'll be a release and it might fix a bug and that's okay. And then we can adopt that in kind of our philosophy. So I think our members are already ahead of us in adopting and thinking that way. We need to get there.